Speaking of having an calm down, one of the girls got fined because the next segment was the in-ring interview with Saraya and Tony Storm and Ruby Soso, and they actually fined Saraya for saying the word twat. I didn't know that you could say over and over on TBS like Jon Moxley has done, like some of the other talents have done, and just, well, that'd be just swell, but you can say twat and get fined.
Has anyone ever said twat on a wrestling show before?
I don't know. And the thing is, I would not have assumed that it was one of the banned words. It's used more often in the UK. And I think I probably use it because I've been around the wrestling business and there's a lot of people from England or Calgary in the wrestling business. But is that like pussy or the dreaded C word? Is that bad over there and across the pond? Or is it, did anybody even know what she really meant over here?
I think they knew because the fact that she got fined means that Tony heard it from someone else.
Well, but again, they've been saying fuck. Isn't fuck like the world heavyweight champion of cuss words? What, you know?
No. I think fuck and its cousin shit are kind of like the established brand. Like they were the top of the line, but now they've been there a while. But when you get a twat, that kind of rattles things because where did this come from?
I don't know. Well, like when we were reviewing the Sinclair Broadcasting standards, when I was doing Ring of Honor and we had to make sure we didn't air anything right, you couldn't shove something in somebody's ass, but you could call somebody an ass, or you could kick their ass, but you couldn't shove anything in their ass. This is legitimate. So I'm thinking that, sometimes like you can say bitch or you can say son of a bitch, but, you can't shove something in a son of a bitch's ass. I don't know. But one way or another, she got fined for saying twat. That was the takeaway from this. Otherwise, Hayter and Baker came in. They got in a big fight. The heels beat up the baby faces. Here came Riho and Willow and Sky Blue. And Riho was leading the charge with a lead pipe that, if it was real, would have weighed more than she does. And
it was the fakest looking pipe I've ever seen.
Oh my God. Here's this thing is half as tall as she is anyway. And it's a lead fucking pipe. And she just swinging it like a fucking baton. And then the heels left. And Saraya got fined for saying twat. And again, how many fucks have we heard, and now it's an issue?
Well, maybe that's actually the way things will be going forward. Let's see how many more fucks we hear on the show. Let's see if Moxley is still coming out there. I mean, the girls, when they came out, they were immediately flipping off the fans. We'll see if they say anything about that, but...
Well, Moxley flips everybody off every week.
Did you have any thoughts of this beyond the Twatgate?
No, because I didn't listen to it. Because I've already... Look here. Here's the thing. We started off with the best segment on the program. Then we saw the BBC. Then we saw Jane. Then we saw Pockets, and Jeff didn't beat him. So at this point, I'm waiting for this fucking thing to be over with.
This women's division is such a disaster. Everyone knows Saraya should never have been signed. It was a mistake. She does awful promos. She can't work a regular match. There are people there who, at least as of a few months ago, didn't want to work with her because of fears of hurting her in the ring. Ruby, to me, Ruby's promos are never good. And she, I think, is not very good in the ring. Tony's good in the ring. And now she's the third flunky in this group. Jamie Hayter's really good and the fans got her over. They've botched what they've done with her and Britt. Britt's now just running out there.
Boy, yeah, Hayter, at one point, Baker versus Hayter would have actually, again, been a pay-per-view women's match they could have headlined with and it not been a rib. And that's lost now.
Instead, they went with something where these three women are now the Outcasts. Because things used to be better in AEW, and now I don't even know what they're trying to argue. This is so bad. The AEW women's division is so bad.
Every female talent that they have brought in over the last year, that at their surprise debut or their first night, the people went crazy and cheered the fucking rafters off for them. Every single one of those is now a heel. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. It's terrible.
And they had to, because the people decided that first. They started not liking them before the fucking booking took them that way.
And for anyone who wants to compare the AEW women's division to WWE, that's bullshit.
Oh,
like, no, because I see that. Like, oh, Tony should treat them the way WWE does. WWE has Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and a bunch of people that if you ever want to make an argument for there being a legitimate women's wrestling company, they've got the talent. Don't compare AEW to them, because it's not fair at all.